Wait. How about this? I'll pull one of these. What up, yo? Keith Kalfus. I can't even do it. With the landscaping employee trap bitches. See, I can't help it, dude. I don't care. Even if my company grows and I'm millions, I'm still gonna come on Periscope with my hat sideways and be like, come on, yo. So what am I doing now? We're in a photo shoot with the Wife-a-Tron, taking pictures with my fancy camera, so we can for her new website for her AshleyAprons. So, are you guys doing good? How's it going? Turn my hat straight. It's straight now, right? Isn't it straight? AshleyAprons.com. She's going all professional now, man. Look at her.
Not built yet, though.
She's making it all perfect. What up, bro? I'm happy for her. Oh, dude, I have it locked. Bend the bill? No. I have a bunch of like normal Detroit Tigers hats, like Detroit hats, my work hats, all the bill is bent. But I can't bend the bill on this motherfucker. Oh, what up, Stan Genetic? I like that, the LB podcast. Landscape Business Pro Podcast, Stanley Genetic. Dude, people are interested. How is Ashley doing as far as the business goes? Huh? She's focused. Actually, Stan, you just automate Josh. Landscaping Business Pro Podcast. What's your podcast site? What up, Joshua Latimer? Just saw you on Periscope. Awesome, man. Joshua Latimer grew a window cleaning business here in Michigan. Like 10 trucks, as far as I know. Crews all over the place. Automated it. Sold the business. Then moved to Costa Rica with his family. And now he has a window cleaning, automate, grow, sell boot camp launching like very soon here. You got to just check out what he's doing. Sorry if I didn't get the exact details right. But anyways, you want to know about Stanley Genetics Landscape Business Pro podcast. So landscapebusinesspro.com. Go to that, dude. Stan Genetics podcast is phenomenal. It's world class. And it's not like he's just going around with his iPhone. This is a world class podcast. And he's got just top experts from around the country. Business professionals, and he's dirt monkey getting advice from them. I mean, you see, it's hard to pay attention with all the questions. He's interviewing people. He actually just put up an interview with the Geek to Freak, the Wife-a-Tron, and myself and him all at after the GIE Expo. That was a pretty fun time. So check that out. You guys can hook up. Yeah, you listen to it. Thank you, sir. At Mike Gunn, a cut above LC. I like that. I actually added a couple videos to my landscaping business course about just how to go legit with your paperwork, your insurance, your taxes, stuff like that. And I put a couple more videos on there just to make sure I over deliver on it. I don't like to oversell my stuff. You gotta go like this. I like put out YouTube videos and I talk about my stuff sometimes if I get excited about it. But anybody who wants my landscape business training course, or you want to get my window cleaning course that's coming out soon, just click links in the description below my videos. And if you want the stuff, then you can go through and then we'll go down that path. And then if I'm really excited about a product or a book, like I'm coming out with a book this spring, I'm actually writing it right now. Try writing a book, man, it's like, whew. It's a totally different mindset than running around fucking picking up, raking leaves, and answering the phone calls. It's totally different. On Audible, yes, it'll be on Audible too, and also will my landscape business book. I invested in a bunch of studio equipment. The sound quality for Amazon has to be like primo, or they won't accept it. Oh, what up, Joe DePace, Yankee NYZ. Was that right? Thumbs up. So like I said, if I get real fired up, I'll come directly on my YouTube channel and start talking about my stuff. But I don't want to
Does it run
oversell.
out of stuff?
Yeah, it needs more water. She's sitting there steaming her apron. We just ate some Chipotle. I got this big Sofritas tofu burrito with guacamole, hot sauce, lettuce, cheese. Do you bid your landscaping jobs by square foot or just eyeball them? I eyeball them. Actually, I walk around all of them and then I bid it all out by I eyeball them. I have different prices for products. Like mulch this year is $100 a yard installed. So 10 yards, $1,000. Decorative stone, I don't know, $365 per yard installed, but there's different prices for decorative stone. Any new services for 2016? No, I'm actually removing pressure washing. We're not doing that anymore unless I decide to really invest the money and go all in. I'm getting out of pressure washing. So I just sent my graphic designer a revision for my business card to remove pressure washing. I want to drill deeper into the services I already have. Yeah, pressure washing if you know what you're doing. How do I price eaves for eaves cleaning? Eaves? Was it or was it not profitable? Yes, pressure washing is very profitable if you know what you're doing and you've got really high power, at least 4,200 PSI and up. The big dog pressure washers that are like truck mounted. If you know what you're doing, I don't even want to get into it. I've just blown siding off of people's houses and I'm sitting there hanging it back up, blew water in someone's house before, and this is me being very aware and careful at the same time. Just a learning process. So when I got it down and, let's see, $385 to power wash a house and another $85 for the garage, all the siding and gutters. The last one I did in and out in 2.5 hours. So it's good money, right? Okay, yeah. So I eyeball it, right? I don't walk. I got a measuring wheel. I could walk around and measure the shit for 10 fucking hours and do a bunch of calculated math. But when you do it so damn long, you can look at stuff and you'll be like, okay, this is gonna take us all 5 hours at $45 per man hour, and then this much markup on materials, whatever it may be. And then if it's an actual landscape project, I used to sit there and itemize every single tiny thing for the customer at the prices. Now I do itemize it, but I just give a final price at the bottom and I'd be like, this is how much it is, so I can mark up a higher percentage. Because if you're doing landscape installs, you can make more money because you're given this whole package, right? So, and then if I'm installing plants, I always go expensive on a plant. Say I was doing, like, if a boxwood shrub is $18, right? And you're doing 10 of them, that's a 180. Well, what's that? 318 plus 18 is 36, so 360 to install them, plus backfilling materials, which would be. There's actually a nursery. Now I'm doing triple. I'm doing triple the price for. So if it's 18 instead of 36. It's going to be $54 per boxwood shrub installed. So just to install a row of boxwood shrubs, they're going to be like, what? $1,800 motherfucking dollars? I'm like, yes, motherfucker. Because I give a 1-year warranty, and if that shit dies, well, you got to pay for the shrub, but I'll come back and I'll reinstall them for free. I ain't paying for the shrub. I don't offer that. I still go retail on everything. I don't have a nursery license. And, oh my God. I've made quite a bit of money doing installs, but I just don't like doing them because, like when we ripped out these shrubs, I redid them on warranty. We replanted them all after they died after a couple months because I thought they got dried out. We had no water, no rain here for like a month straight of blazing heat. This place had no irrigation. Why would I warranty something that they don't have a sprinkler system, right? And then, so we replaced them anyways because it's a higher profile customer, and then they died again. I never have anything die on me. Well, when I sent Forrest back to replace them, he told me that when he was digging in the garden bed, he felt a solid slab of concrete. So what I gather is that the water, like a tabletop, the water was just sitting and actually drowning the shrubs to death. So I'm like, oh, fuck. So if the customer wants more shrubs there, we're going to have to elevate the bed or somehow bust up the concrete or create drainage. And I don't even want to get in all that. Wholesale is half the price, then you make money selling for retail. Yes, exactly. If you can get a good deal on shrubs, which I do, I found a place that I could get them for like half the price of the major nurseries. I charge full price what the nurseries charge because you got to make that extra money to cover you. Think about in your business what the whole 80-20 rule is so true. 80% of your money is coming from 20% of your business. And then what is the percentage of your business, that 20% where you're running around like a moron, banging your head against the wall, doing this shit for free, making no money? I have that in my business. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to act like I don't have it. I got one high-profile customer who he he's constantly asking me to do more and more and more extra stuff, and we're there so much at his property that I cave in. I'll fucking do it, right? And then I'm sitting there all pissed off doing this shit, and I do add it to his bill, but I don't charge what I should, because I don't know, because I know that as soon as I'm ready, this guy could just swamp me with so much work. It's incredible. So I think everybody has that. I think it's so easy to stand on the outside and be like, oh, you gotta fucking do it like this. You gotta fucking do that. I would tell that motherfucker. Like people always talk that shit, and then when they're the one in the position, they hide. And I'm not afraid to admit, you finished Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's the best fucking book ever. That shit changed my life. The Cash Flow Quadrant. How many people we got here? How many peeps we got here? I see a little number 25. Pice out. John Curtis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What up, though? What up? Oh, you're still here, man. I love that picture. Botech 1. Check out this thing. Isn't this ridiculous? This shit's called the Diva Light. Watch. You put it in front of you, and you look like a fucking douche. Oh, shit. I'm putting you on the news. Why you say that, Scion Jim? Listen to Entre Leadership podcast by Dave Ramsey. I will, man. I'm in the middle of like 18 courses right now. Anybody here like Grant Cardone? Oh, it's a joke. Cause like, I don't know. I listened to some Dave Ramsey before, and something he said rubbed me the wrong way, but there's a possibility that it was really just my ego that was blocking it. Oh, yeah. So anybody here, when you want to invest in something in your business or take it to the next step, do you just go do that shit? Like, you don't even think about it? Do you take the leap even though you're not 100% sure? Do you take a leap on faith? Or do you sit there and calculate the risks? Do you gotta calculate all the details and make sure that the data's right? Do you bridge that gap in data by taking the leap? Or do you rely on a gut feeling? So you just take the leap, right? There you go. Okay, now, does anybody here just sit on it? Fucking frozen in analysis paralysis, and I just keep busting my ass, I'll just keep working. So what is a big deal? It's something that's a big deal to you today. A couple years ago, that would have been like a huge deal, right? What if in a year from now, it's like nothing? Why was I even pondering that? Yes, sir. So think about this. You ever procrastinate on something and then you finally take the leap and get it done? You get over that step, that hump, and you go, why the hell was I procrastinating on that? Why didn't I do that a year ago? So, I believe that there's this specific gut feeling that I get. I wonder if you guys get it too. Let me know if you get this. Something lines up inside of me, and it feels right. I know it's right, and there's this gut inner feeling. I just know that it's right, and it has to be. This has to be the right direction. This has to be the next step, and it aligns with your core. Yes, it is gas. Yes, it aligns with your core. Why does that make me special? That doesn't make me special. Dude, 6 years ago, I was flat-ass broke. I had lost everything. I had gotten in a bad car accident and ended up in the hospital and just went deeply in debt. I, for the first time, was calling up my friends and family. I was a 27-year-old grown-ass man asking people for money because I was losing everything. I had gotten sued, and, well, 6 years ago, you were 11. Good for you, Scion Jim. So how old does that make you now? 12, 13, 14, 17. Well, I'm proud of you for even being on this channel, listening to me cuss, and being interested in being an entrepreneur. That's phenomenal, dude. So back to moi. it was such a shameful feeling to be that low. And I looked in the mirror at myself, and I realized that I had been living in complete denial. The ego, it pulls a veil over you to the point where you're blind to your own bullshit. You're smoking your own brochures, right? Like somebody who is, they're a pothead. And you're like, dude, you got a problem, bro. All you do is, you're a pothead, right? And they're like, this a plant. I don't even smoke weed. It's just fun to joke about. But I just thinking about denial, or like an alcoholic. Well, economy of motion, that's awesome. What's the difference between landscaping and lawn care? There's a huge difference. A bunch of lawn care guys call themselves landscapers, and landscaper guys call themselves... Okay, I'll tell you more. Okay, so I looked in the mirror, and I realized that I had been bullshitting myself and living a lie, and if I didn't make a change, I would... It was bad, dude. So, and that's when I fell in love with the old lady over there. And she, everything changed, because I changed it. I just went crazy. I snapped. And I believe that the only way you can get a business off the ground or get to the next level is the pain of where you're at has to be so bad that the pain of changing, the pain of moving forward is actually less painful than, just sitting there frozen or sitting there going down the hole. And so any things you could do to get started besides just going door to door, I believe that the biggest step is finding out your reason why. Yes, he did get the pool line blower, and he left me a message saying, I'm so happy you gave me the blower, thank you so much, and I'm very happy, and I'm using it, and thank you, Keith, and thank you for putting me on YouTube. That's what he said. So, what up, Floyd? What up, man? So, if you're just getting started, I think that the reason why is the biggest determining factor, because I love what Anthony Robbins says. He says, you do not get your shoulds, you only get your musts. You only get your must. When something is a must for you and you're going to die, that's how I think of it. Like, you got to get this done come hell or high water. And because the shoulds just never happen. For me, it was fear. Completely motivated by fear. I'll just tell you the truth. I owed money, and if I missed one payment, my ass was grass. And I knew I had to come up with that payment every month. It was the feeling of having that saber-toothed tiger, like, right there, and you face the fear. There's no greater feeling in the world than facing fear. I hate fear. Fuck fear. April, yeah. I mean, as soon as, fear of failing, fear of all that stuff. When you've been rock bottom and you've lost everything... Don't ask me about Trump. I've read all his books, too. But when you've hit rock bottom and you know what that's like to be depressed, crying in a basement, I mean, it sucks. Like I said, 7 years ago, I get a call. My little sister walks in and finds my mom dead with a needle in her arm. My mom was a drug addict. She was hooked on crack and heroin. And I remember my mother calling me, asking me for money all the time. My older sister, she's like a master's degree teacher and all that stuff, she had separated herself from the family. I ran away when I was a kid, and I regret leaving my little sister behind, and I can never live that down. And I spent my younger years running away from my problems, so it really bit me in the ass as a grown man. I found myself in my mid-20s. I was basically a kid in my mind. I was immature and running and hiding because I was afraid of unlove. I was afraid of not being loved. I was afraid of abandonment. So, yes, sleep a lot to hide. So we all go through what's called the dark night of the soul, where you go through these depression. I slept in my car for 4 months one time, and I was too proud to ask somebody to sleep on their couch. So I remember I laid in bed for a month one time. I moved in with my grandmother. I was in my early 20s, and I just wanted to die. I thought about suicide, but didn't have the balls to do it. And one day I sat down on a chair by the window, and the light shined in through the clouds, and the light, like the warm golden sunlight, sparkled on my fucking arm, dog. And in that moment, I was changed. I was like, wow. Like, you're through the valley, you're on the other side now. Now you can come out and conquer and dominate. But make sure when you come out that you don't come out into ego, that you don't develop this egoic type of shell that makes you overcompensating. That's awesome, dude. I believe in you, man. Thank you. So, like, if you put your arms out like this, the world wants you to close down, but you got to keep your arms open and allow yourself. I'm not trying to get all biblical on you, but I really believe in this. If you crucify yourself on a frickin' cross and sit there and bleed out and under the white bright lights, under a magnifying glass, the magnifying glass of scrutiny and irony, and that thorn in your side, that's the hell in your life that you go through. That's the irony, where you'll be having a great day, and the next thing you know, you're suffering and going through hell and torment. Your mind is racing, you can't think straight, and your heart's pounding, and you can't sleep, and your life is a living hell. But there's one truth to all this, and it is silence. I want you to do something with me right now. Take a deep breath in and hold it for 2 seconds like this. And exhale all the way out, and at the bottom of the exhale, hold it for 2 seconds. Now do it again. Deep, deep breath, diaphragm all the way. Completely relax into a state of calmness and surrender to this very moment. Only in this state of consciousness, of calmness, of peace, of serenity, can you access the answers to your problems? Can you access the answers to your suffering? Can you get through or across that bridge? Only in silence can you find the answers to what you want. Because when you sit down and you try to write out your goals, example, you try to get there, it keeps moving. It keeps and the more you bear down on it is the more it runs. And the harder you try is the more it cycles anxiety, and the more it rips you apart, and the more you feel like you're being burned alive. Just to take the next step is to get something as simple as like general liability insurance or something so small like that. The smallest thing is a living hell, and it feels like... All right, I gotta go. I gotta wrap this up. So I want to say, only in silence and in surrendering to what that is, because the ego is literally a demon inside of you, and it blocks you and it blinds you from the light of truth. And when you shine light on it, it runs. And I'm telling you, you got to go through that hole, that eye of that needle, and suffer it out and be burned and purified. And then you come through the other side successful as shit now. Sometimes I run around this office and I do laps in between writing my book. Oh shit. I hope I didn't just block. Let's do the Superman. Oh shit. Alright, I gotta help the Wife-a-Tron take pictures. I ain't sleeping on the couch. Hey, they're trying to say I'm gonna sleep on the couch tonight. Oh my god. Sometimes I'll go up to the Wife-a-Tron while she's doing the dishes, and I'll grab her butt and I'll be like, oh my god, my wife. And she'll be like, get away from me. What the fuck are you doing? See, man, we all need to grow up. Later. Peace out. Tell the Wife-a-Tron that they love her. AshleyAprons.com.